Many households are leaking hundreds and sometimes even thousands of dollars every single month, and they don't even know it. Hi there, my name is Phil McGilvray, and I'm a financial coach and financial well-being consultant. And over the past 10 years, I've had the privilege to help literally hundreds of families find an extra $10,000 in savings by implementing just a few very simple money-saving strategies. If you've ever struggled to consistently save money or to have money set aside for those inevitable unexpected expenses, then this video is absolutely for you, because in this video, I'm going to share with you 7.5 practical real-world money-saving strategies that could easily save you $10,000 over the next 12 months without compromising your lifestyle. So if you would like to consistently save more money, if you would like to have money set aside for the unexpected, if you would love to have the peace of mind of knowing that you've got that little bit more room in your budget every month, if you would love to be able to work towards important life goals with absolute certainty, then this is the video for you. And by the way, if you are ready to become the boss of your money, to start telling your money where to go rather than wondering where it went, then can I encourage you to check out the link in the description below where you can find out more about my Money Boss program. Okay, so let's get stuck into it. Tip number 1, get clarity on where your money is actually going. Now, the easiest way to do this is to start a 30-day spending journal where you commit to writing down every single dollar you spend over that 30 days. I promise you that this will give you an incredible insight into where all your money is going and where you are leaking all the money, because all those little transactions, the $10 here, the $20 there, they all add up. And you will be shocked. Most of the clients that I work with who go through this process come back to me saying, Phil, we had no idea we were spending that much money on takeaway or coffees or groceries. And it gives them a completely new perspective on their spending. And simply by writing it down, you get this greater awareness, which automatically means you start to resist spending more. You start to make better decisions. So tip number 1, start a 30-day spending journal. The second strategy is to isolate your everyday spending money into a separate bank account. Now, what do I mean by everyday? Well, typically everyday spending is things like your groceries, your takeaway, your bought coffees, your bought lunches, your entertainment, your alcohol, your cigarettes, and so on. Isolating that money and putting it into a separate account on the first day of each month and saying, this is what I've got to spend on these items. That's all I've got to spend on these items. And if I run out halfway through the month, bad luck, it's baked beans and mashed potatoes for the rest of the month. You will be amazed at how much money you can save just by giving yourself this physical boundary. Now, of course, you need to be realistic about how much you're allocating to this category to start with. But once you've got a realistic amount, you're saying, yes, that is enough, and I want to respect this amount because I do think it's enough, then putting it into a separate bank account where you can track it and you can pace your spending throughout the month will make a huge difference and save you literally hundreds of dollars. This is one of the strategies that I use with all of my personal budgeting and money management clients. By setting this up, they find automatically within a couple of months they are saving themselves so much money. So tip number 2, isolate your everyday spending into a separate bank account that has like an ATM card attached to it so that you've got a very clear limit to how much you can spend. Tip number 3 is to make sure that you're renegotiating your utilities and insurance bills every 12 to 18 months, because you can be absolutely certain that the insurance companies and the energy providers are offering better deals to new customers than they are to old customers. So you want to make sure that you are always on the best rate. So do not pay the lazy tax. So many people just let their utilities roll over month after month after month, and insurances month after month, and they never even question it. So with your gas bill, your electricity bill, your car insurance, your house insurance, and your health insurance, you should be reviewing these at least every 18 months to make sure you are still getting the best deal. I ran a 14-day challenge with about 120 odd people last year. The amount of, or the stories that were coming back from people who with just a 15-minute phone call were cutting hundreds of dollars off their annual bills was just huge. So please make sure you take the time to do this, because the return on investment will be massive for you. So don't pay the lazy tax. review these things every 12 to 18 months. Tip number 4, and that is to avoid basket creep that we all experience at the supermarket. You know what I'm talking about here. We go to the supermarket planning on spending just $20 and we come out spending $35. It happens every single time that we go to the supermarket. So that means that if we can reduce the number of times that we're actually at the supermarket, then the basket creep is going to have a far smaller impact on our household budget than it would be if we're going every single day. The key to this is to plan your meals. Now, I often have people say to me, oh, Phil, I don't have time to plan my meals. You know, I'm a mother of 4 children or a father of 3 children, and we're just busy and we don't have time. And that is the biggest lie that you are telling yourself, because the reality is the time that you spend going backwards and forwards to the supermarket, the time that you spend wandering around the supermarket trying to think about, well, what are we going to eat tonight, well and truly outweighs the 20 minutes, half an hour you will spend planning your meals every week. It will reduce the number of times that you're at the shops, because ideally you would go to the shops just twice a week, once for your major shop and once just to top up on milk and fresh fruit and veggies and so on. It will reduce the number of times you head to the shops, which means that there's less times that basket creep will catch you. It will mean you've got less time at the shops. It will mean there's less waste because all your meals are planned, and it will also mean that you save a significant amount of money because there is no waste and because you're shopping to that plan. So please avoid the basket creep. I have been financial coaching for over 35 years, and I can tell you that the less times that my clients go, and I can see it when we're looking at their budget, I can see the number of transactions that they've had throughout the month that are grocery related. And the more grocery shops that they have, the more likely they are to blow out their grocery spend. So keep to a plan, shop twice a week, and you will be amazed at how much money you will be able to save. Number 5, identify a clear savings goal. Have a clear spending priority. What is it that you're working towards? No one budgets for the sake of budgeting. No one saves for the sake of saving. We save because we've got something important to us that we want to work towards. So please make sure that you've got a clear goal, because in the absence of that goal, we're going to be very directionless. We're going to meander through life, and we're going to be taken by every shiny object, every impulse spend that comes along. We're just going to spend. Getting clear on what you really want, putting a dollar figure on that thing, is going to help you get crystal clear, and that is then going to help you say no to the distractions. It's going to help you say no to the shiny object things, because you can see you've got a debt-free chart that you've got there, and you can see that every dollar I don't spend here, I'm going to be able to use to pay off debt. Or maybe it's working towards buying your first home, or maybe you want to replace a car, or maybe you want to take the family on an overseas holiday. Make sure you've got that goal front and center so that it gives you a reason to say no to the distractions. Tip number 6, a no spend month. Now, this isn't exactly as it sounds. Obviously, we need to spend some money, but typically what a no spend month would include is nothing new and nothing discretionary. So that would mean cutting out the takeaway or the eating out, cutting out the new clothes, cutting out the entertainment just for the month, and saying none of this for this month. And anything that you don't spend this month, you can actually put into savings. This is a really powerful way just to reset what you think you need to spend. Often we get so caught on automatic pilot where we're buying our coffees every day, we're buying our lunches every day, and we're eating out 2 or 3 times a week. What this is a bit of a reset. I noticed during COVID with all of my clients, it was amazing how much money they saved because they were no longer spending on the kids' activities, and they weren't going out for dinner, and there were so many things that they were not able to do. They still survived and they got through that perfectly fine, and many of them saved thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars over that lockdown period simply because they weren't able to do it. This is you saying to yourself, I'm setting myself a challenge, and I'd encourage you to set it as a challenge. Invite your friends and family to join in and go, for this month, we're not going to spend anything on X, Y, and Z. Now, you get to determine. It doesn't have to be takeaway clothes or anything. It could be something completely different. But set yourself the challenge of a no-spend month and reset what you see as necessary. I think you will be surprised that once you take out all the things that aren't really necessary, it's amazing how much money you can save. So have 1 month, set it as a challenge where you have nothing new and nothing discretionary. Tip number 7, rotate or cancel your streaming services. There are so many of them out there these days, and just last night I met with a brand new client. She's a single mum with 2 daughters in their 20s, and she had 7 different streaming services. I said, why have we got so many streaming services? She says, well, every time I try and cancel them, my daughters say no. And I said, well, maybe your daughters should be paying for those instead of you. They're both adult and they've both got jobs. They should be paying for these, not you. And I said, well, why do you need 7 different streaming services? She says, oh, they're just there just in case we need them. It's like, well, no, you can't possibly watch 7 different streaming services. So take the time to go through your streaming service, and the goal would be just choose one for the month. Just go like, for this next month, we're going to have Netflix. And when we get to the end of the month, we're going to cancel that for the moment or put it on pause for the moment, and then we're going to go to Disney. And then maybe we'll go to Prime. But very few people actually use all the streaming services they subscribe to. You can turn them on and off at will. So I'd encourage you to do that. Go through all of your different streaming services, work through what you've got, pick one, and just for 1 month, stick with that one, and then rotate the next month to the next one. It might sound like, well, yeah, I'm only saving $20 here or $18 there, but it all adds up. You'll be amazed. Over the course of a year, $83 a month adds up to $1,000. For this particular client, she had 7 streaming services that added up to about $120 in total. If she just had one, she would save herself $100 a month. Again, it all adds up. Just one streaming service for the next month. Last one. The reason I've called this 7.5 is simply because I know that many people watching this video won't have a home loan at the moment. But if you do, you need to be negotiating your home loan rate. This is really important. Last year when I ran the 14-day cost of living challenge, I literally had 2 or 3 clients who saved themselves $700, $800, and even one case, $1,000 a month on their home loan because they went back to their bank and said, why am I paying this high home loan rate? And as soon as the bank looked at it with them, they said, look, if you don't do something about this, I'm going to the XYZ bank down the road. And the bank immediately reduced their home loan rate to one of the better rates going around. So have a look. Do a search, have a look at home loan rates in whatever country you're in, what are the current home loan rates available, and look at that compared to what you're currently paying. If there's more than about 0.2, 0.3 difference there in terms of the interest rate, you need to speak to your bank. You need to go back to them and say, hey, why am I paying this? I can see this bank over here is offering that. If you don't reduce my rate, I'm going to move. So please make sure you're doing this at least every 18 months in the same way you're doing your utilities and your insurances, because you can be absolutely certain, again, that the bank's offering better rates to their new customers than they are to their existing customers. It pays to ask. Last year, I had dozens and dozens and dozens of clients go back to the bank and ask this question, and very, very few of them, in fact, I could probably count it on one hand, actually came back and said the bank wouldn't lower their rate. So it is worth asking, and this is where, again, you could easily save yourself thousands of dollars over the course of the year. Now, if this video has been helpful to you so far, please click the like button because that helps my video reach more people. And please don't forget to subscribe because every week I release more videos with practical, no fluff, money-saving strategies to help you and your family thrive financially. Okay, so let's summarize the 7.5 ways that you and your family could save $10,000 over the next 12 months. Number 1, get clarity. Start a spending journal. Take the time to write down every single dollar you spend. I promise you, you will be shocked at where your money is going and how much it all adds up to. Number 2, isolate your everyday spending into a separate bank account on the first day of each month and tell yourself that this is all I'm allowing for these expenses. I need to make it last. And if I run out halfway through the month, bad luck, it's baked beans and mashed potatoes for the rest of the month. Number 2, avoid the lazy tax. Don't pay the utilities and insurance providers more money than you need to. Make sure every 12 to 18 months you are renegotiating your utilities and insurance plans. Number 4, minimize basket creep. Set yourself a meal plan or a food plan for the week. Shop to that food plan and only go to the supermarket 2 times a week to do your main shop and then to top up on the milk and the fresh vegetables and so on. Number 5, have a clear savings goal. Give yourself a why. Why am I saying no to all these shiny things and distractions over here? Why am I saying no to the impulse spends? I'm saying no because I want to say yes to this big, amazing goal over here. So make sure you're clear on why you are saving. Number 6, have a no spend month. Now, not literally no spend, but sit down and work out, okay, what are the things that I'm not going to spend on for the next 30 days or the next 31 days, and try to make a challenge of it. And the money you save, move it over into your savings account. Number 7, rotate your streaming services. You don't need 4, 5, 6 different streaming services. Pick just one for the month and stick to that. And then last of all, if you have a mortgage, renegotiate your mortgage, because you can be absolutely certain the banks are getting better deals giving better deals to new clients than they are to existing clients. So you want to make sure you're on the best rate. And this is one that can literally save you thousands of dollars every month. So please do not pay the lazy tax on this. Do not put this off. Take the 15 to half an hour it will take to talk to your bank about this. And I promise you will come back with something that will save you a significant amount of money every 12, every 18 months. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that this has been helpful, and more importantly, I hope that you will take action and implement these tips into your life, because they have literally saved my clients tens of thousands of dollars over the year. Now, if you would love to become the money boss of your life, if you would like to take control of your finances and to build a strong financial future for yourself and your family, I'd like to invite you to check out my Let's Talk About Money community below, the free course in there that takes you through Finances 101. Where do I start? What do I do? And how do I do it to build the kind of future that I want for myself and my family? So click the link in the description below, and I look forward to seeing you inside. And remember, the simple habits and strategies you implement today can literally make $1 million difference to your future. See you in the next video.